and I came in from the other side. TBB fam, what's up, y'all? We back, always. I'm in here. I hope y'all get used to seeing me in here because I'm not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going nowhere. I set a goal, 52 shows. That's once a week, 52 weeks in a year. We in this joint. And so I get crazy and I start doing twice a week. I don't know if I'm gonna do twice a week. That's a lot of work, but it can be done though. Yo, we back. Again, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. YouTube. I'm gonna try to do my best to keep sending y'all shorts, keep sending y'all clips, man. The probably easiest way to find this and tune in is to probably check out my Instagram, which is Sean Nathan _0129. The YouTube channel with Sean Nathan 10.0, which you should be here already if you watching this. So if you are, hit the button, man. I need y'all to subscribe, because where I would like to take this, which it's gonna get there. There's not a doubt in my mind that it's gonna get there. But hit the button though, man. Hit the button. You know what I'm saying? Because as I'm on this platform now, I'm realizing why people say it and why they do it. Because we here for y'all. And when somebody got like, I ain't got as many views. And when you got like 1.2 million views on one video, and then you got like 600,000 subscribers, that's like 400 to 500,000 people that didn't hit the button. Like, imagine if they all hit that button. That would be crazy. That'll be great. That's what we kind of want. So if you watching right now, before the show is over, or minimize your screen if I'm on full screen on your phone, on your laptop, on your house, on your TV, whatever it may be, minimize the screen, hit that button real quick. That's all I need. Anyway, yeah, we back in here this week, man. Thank y'all for tuning in last week. I think I was kind of telling y'all to not waste time and go after what you want to go after. And I'm not going to pick it up on that. I just kind of wanted to intro and start again with that because as I'm in here, I'm your prime example on how to not waste time. Like utilizing your time wisely, man, making sure that you're actually doing what it is you want to do, and kind of going after what it is you want to go after. So I'm gonna probably keep driving at home like on a consistent basis, maybe like every week, because if nobody's else gonna encourage y'all, then I'm gonna send y'all some encouragement. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in here, and my hair look fresh. My beard ain't fresh, but the hair is fresh though. So, you know, one of these weeks it's all gonna be fresh, but it's gonna be a Saturday when I'm dropping this. Either way, man. Either way. So I was having this discussion with somebody, and I told them somebody called my phone, and I thought I had blocked them because their name came up, and then blocked came up in like very large letters. So I was like, if they blocked, how they calling me? And then I went to go check, and I actually didn't block them. And I'm not gonna tell you who this person is because I have to. That's a week's worth of episodes. There's so much stuff. I'm about to deviate. There's so much stuff that I know I need to discuss. And I'm very transparent. But I'm kind of taking my time on how much I trust myself to be trusted with you guys as the audience and my fam. Y'all my fam, man. TBB fam, bro. Trying to be better. So as I try to be better, I'm getting to that place where I trust y'all with a lot of this information because it's very close to my heart. I'm not in here reading no cue cards. You know what I'm saying? I'm not pulling no information that somebody else just dropped on their pod. You know what I'm saying? Last week. Everything I really discuss is based off of life experience. And things that I see that I pray about that God is like, all right, touch this subject because maybe somebody's already touched it before, but not in the way that I told you to touch it. So that's when I kind of do stuff. But there's a lot of personal stuff though. And I share stories, which is the best way to kind of like captivate an audience, tell a story. Jesus told stories, parables. So I'm gonna tell stories. My stories though, gonna be personal. So I kind of I have to get to that place of comfort where I'm like, I trust you with this story. And I got to be authentic enough to not really have to look at how I may feel if I share it from what your perception may be. Because if I share the story, it's because I'm really just trying to share power on what happened through the story and after. Either way, though, back to the person I blocked. I don't forget. I'll be on the road, but I don't forget though. So the reason I bring this up is because we have that power now to block things in life that are draining you. And you have the ability to not entertain everything because you can block people. Man, if I had the block button when I was in high school, I'm a little older than, well, I don't know. If my fam that watched this, we in the same age bracket. You know what I'm saying? So as the audience grows, the age ranges may change, but I am old enough. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am yet. Not to worry about it. But I'm old enough to where we have this option though. You know what I'm saying? This new generation that I'm blessed to be a part of still and still growing and still evolving, y'all got it made, bro. Like y'all can block people. Like if you don't like somebody, you can ghost somebody. You can never see them again. You can delete all your social medias. I wouldn't delete mine, but you can block these people. The block button, the invention of the block button, I feel like was God's way to protect your peace. Like, look at it that way. The person on the other side being blocked will probably be offended, but they probably offended you first for you to have to block them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Think about it. So when I was in high school, we had like Nextels with the church. You know what I'm saying? We had the two-way pages had just came out. We didn't have no block option. The only way I could really get you to not call my phone, I would have to change my number, which was drastic, which I did a lot. Like my folks will tell you, I used to change my number, man, like probably every 4 to 6 months. Like within a 12-month span, I probably had 5 or 6 numbers. I promise you I did. Because I kept trying to weed people out of my life who I allowed access to my life. And then I realized I shouldn't have gave them access. But some people just won't back off of you if you tell them like, yo, I'm cool. I'm done with you. Like, I no longer want you in my space. A lot of people don't listen, which can get dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I got a story about that too. Got a whole war scar about that. If I ain't had this sweatshirt on, I would show you the war scar. Either way though, back then, we didn't have the luxury that we have now in society to protect our space in a way to where as though you don't have to engage with somebody if you don't want to, if they offend you, if they say something crazy to you, if they just ain't your cup of tea no more. You know what I'm saying? They start moving funny. It's like, I'm cool. I can't move like that. So I'm going to come over here. And if they don't take the hint on terms of how you back away from them and they keep continually trying to engage you and contact you, block them. It's crazy. It's dope though. So we ain't had this choice back in the day. You either had to just not answer the phone, which was wild because I'm remembering now, they'll call your phone 20 times, 25 times, 50 times. You look at your missed calls, bro, you got like 75 missed calls. We don't got to do that no more. Can you imagine if you couldn't block somebody, your phone ringing back to back to back to back to back to back to back? You hear how annoying that sounds, me saying it? It's 10 times more annoying when it's your phone. And even if it's on vibrate, it's on the table, it's like, it's crazy. But back then though, we didn't have the block button. These days, man, y'all can protect y'all space. So I'm saying all this to say because you should not allow yourself to be thrown off by anybody. And I believe if you get thrown off by somebody, when it first happens and it comes out of left field, all right, cool. But if it continues to happen, it's now your fault because you didn't take the proper steps to go ahead and guard your space. And I said this probably like 2 weeks ago where I was saying guard your speech. Now I'm telling y'all to guard your space. You don't got to entertain everything. And you don't got to entertain everybody. Everybody has not earned your level of commitment to them or your level of interaction. You know what I'm saying? Now, this can kind of get skewed because you don't want to live in a box where you don't meet people, where you don't fellowship, where you don't network. These are all major tools to life and to growth. But even through networking, through fellowship, through meeting people, relationships, whether it's intimate, whether it's about to be something financial, you know what I'm saying? Give a little, what they say, quid pro quo, give something to get something. If it doesn't go the way you wanted to go, you can get rid of them. And this might sound crazy to some people, be like, he's telling people to just cut people off. I am. I definitely am. Because you can learn the hard way and allow somebody to continue to stay in your life for a prolonged period of time, which they were not supposed to be. And then you continue to experience things that's going to drain your energy, that might affect your health, might affect your mental. It can affect a lot of stuff. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, like you learned before that. But yes, don't give them that opportunity. And this is going to sound bad, but I used to have a 3-strike system with people. Take it how you want it. And the 3-strike thing for me at the time was like, it was grace. We're going to talk about this word too. I just talked about this. It was me giving somebody grace, being like, people ain't perfect. They made a mistake. It's all right. You know, they'll get back. They can they can regain my confidence. You know what I'm saying? But they got 3 times though. Second time come and be like, I don't really bang with that. You got 1 time left. Third time come, it was a wrap. You was done. But this is before the block buttons. And I mean, and the block is not on your phone though. You can unfollow somebody on Instagram, all your socials, block somebody on your socials, the whole 9. So we have this capability across all platforms these days. So if you really do not want to be contacted or found by somebody outside of them stalking you, if they know where you live, then that's a whole other like can of worms. But you don't have to be though. So once the 3rd strike, what happened for me, man, that was it. Some people back then would still continue, and I would have to explain to them like, yo, I'm just not really feeling like what we have going on. Like the friendship we've established is, you kind of into some stuff that I'm not really trying to be into. I feel like this connection might, you know, kind of halt my growth, and I don't want my growth to be slowed down, because for where I'm going, it might be acceleration connected to it. So I might got to move a little faster, and I can't be like dragging along. It's not happening. So these days, man, it's the same thing. Y'all better start paying attention in real time to who's going to be beneficial to you, either short term or long term. All right. People come in your life sometimes it's for a season. Appreciate those people. Deal with those people. Embrace those people. If they're positive. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, even if they negative, then yeah, kind of, you know, you can be a little standoffish. But if they negative, they really shouldn't get too much of your time. I don't think that anybody should entertain anybody's negativity. I just don't. Anything that's negative or pessimistic is one thing. That just mean like you just doubt a lot of stuff. Like you don't think it's going to work out. Which is cool. That's a character flaw. That's a character trait, not even a flaw. But negativity though negativity is way worse than pessimism. Because it comes with like anger, it comes with aggression, it comes with jealousy, all things that I don't need to be a part of. And at this place in my life, I choose not to be a part of it. So what I'm trying to tell you to do is monitor your space. Actively monitor your space. If somebody was cool with you 3 weeks ago, but you get a promotion on a job and now you're able to get a new car or you upgraded your spot and they kind of acting shady, like, oh, why you move all you out here? Oh, you have a high car note. You probably hating. Monitor. Be like, all right. You might get blocked soon. Let's see where your energy goes. Like, you have to do a reassessment of your inner circle, because as you're growing, they should be growing. And you don't always grow up. You can grow down. Trust me, I've seen it. I've done it. I've grown down in seasons of my life. This time, though, no. If you see any growth for me, first of all, you see any growth for me, it's not because of me. It's because of God. Point blank, period. Like any goodness and greatness you see comes from me, man. I'm just the recipient of that. I'm not the architect of that. Like God gave that to me. So I'm grateful for it. So anything you see like a shortcoming, I'm human. I got to eat that. That's me. So during those times when I would go backwards, that was all me. These days though, I'm dedicating myself to staying so committed to God that there is no way I can grow backwards. There's no way. And that's because I trust him so much that he's so great, he wouldn't send me back. He might send me through a trial, but I ain't going back though. I'm going to grow through that trial. It's all about how you look at stuff though. But either way, let me get back to blocking people. So do this, please do this. This was my when I say to change my phone number, this is how I go about it. So about every 4 to 6 months, I would go through my phone. Well, first I would change my number. I would have this moment being like, I just don't like where I am. I don't like really feel my circle like that. I probably gave too much of my energy to somebody or to too many somebodies that don't really need it anymore. God's calling me out. And low key, it was kind of a scapegoat move when I look at it now, as I'm saying it out loud. But it's cool though, because I couldn't do it in my own power. So in order for me to really get away from that, my choice was to change my number. But when I would change my number though, what would happen next was that I would still have all the same contacts. Who I gave my number to next is where the growth came in. And I used to tell people, when I change my number, if you don't get it, that means you ain't make the cut. If you don't make the cut, you can't come with me for this next part of my season, for this next portion of my journey. Because whatever it is, whatever the decision that I'm making to not be attached to you anymore, it has to be for my own personal growth. I can't really worry about whether you're satisfied, whether I'm hurting your feelings, whether you're going to feel like I was shady to you, whatever it may be. It's not even about you. And it wasn't about them back then. And even if I do it these days, it's not about them. You know what I'm saying? It's about my growth so I can then in turn help somebody else. Because I can't help nobody else if I don't help myself first. I can't loan you $5 if I only got $3. You gotta have something to give away. You gotta have something to be able to help. If you're depleted and you don't have any energy and you're not growing, how do you expect to help anybody? You know what I'm saying? So y'all really have to watch who you have around you, like who your circle is, because if they're not helping you and they're being a hindrance, you probably should get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's causing frustration, the good thing about frustration, is that it should elevate your faith, or at least it does for me. And I usually know when I'm doing the right thing when I start to get frustrated. Every time I start something, even with this show, when I started this show, the same day that I did my first episode, the very next day, something very, very close to me that's a trigger for me happened. And then the next day, something happened. And it was like, all right, God, what's going on? And then he told me, he was like, you're doing exactly what it is I told you to do. So you're about to be met with a whole lot of frustration and a whole lot of pushback, because now here the real fight starts now. Because when you're obedient, it doesn't mean everything's going to be smooth. Actually, I kind of rejoice a little bit now when I start doing stuff and stuff starts going crazy. I'll be praising God like, yep, here's the level up. Because if I wasn't going to level up, the enemy would leave me alone. I'll be cool. He be like, you're not even a problem. I ain't got to worry about you. But when he starts to worry about me is when I really start to walk in true obedience and I start exercising what it is I should be doing. And I'm not letting anybody get in the way of that. And you should not either. So if somebody looks like they're trying to deter you, one, know that they can't, depending on who your source is. If you connected to the right power source, they're not going to stop you anyway. But if you want to control your peace and not have to go back and forth, for not to tell a story, I just can't, this person just keep contacting, keep doing this, block them. You got the button. Press the button. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to change your number. Like that's extreme these days. If you really got to change your number these days, then you got a stalker and you probably should call the cops. You know what I'm saying? Or get a restraining order or something like that. But you no longer these days have to be subjected to somebody who removes a high level of energy out of you. You have a choice, and you could be like, yo, I'm good on you. And I don't believe in closure. I don't got to tell you why. You don't. And you don't got to tell them why. If you have a valid reason why you think that your interaction with a certain friend group or a certain person is now not allowing you to exercise the best parts of you and is making you frustrated and they're becoming an irritant, then, and you need to remove yourself or have that person removed, and you go ahead and take those steps to doing that, hitting that button, you ain't got to tell them why. Don't unblock them to tell them, I'm about to block you because you got on my nerves last week and you keep doing the same thing. And I told you I don't smoke weed no more. And every time you come around me, you smoke weed. So I got, yeah, they don't need no story. You ain't got to tell nobody no story. If you really, truly do it for you to grow, you don't got to explain yourself. They'll see it. Let your life explain for them, because I guarantee you're going to run into them at some point. 6 degrees of separation, man, the world is just set up like that. Like every time you come out of something, you usually end up back in the same place, but so much better. And that happens because there's somebody there that you're supposed to go get. That's a whole bar, and that's a whole nother story. Either way, though, I say all this to say, this day and age, you have a choice. Protect your peace, protect your space, protect your family, protect your heart. You don't have to tolerate other people to a certain degree that pull so much out of you and that are not putting anything into you. If I live my life by reciprocity, that's one of my favorite words, because I live like that. If you can't meet me halfway or the whole way, because I'm going to come the whole way. If you come with me, we good. If I'm up here and you still tying your shoes, I'm like, bro, I've been done. You probably not it for me. You know what I'm saying? And this is on all levels. You know what I'm saying? Like my homies know this. My work environments know this. You know what I'm saying? I only expect out of people what it is that I put out. So I try to put out and operate from a high frequency level. I'm frequenting, it's high, it's up there. So yeah, if you move the same way and you want to like really kind of guard your heart, guard your space, you can't get rid of everybody. But for this severely and extremely toxic people who you know in your heart, and you know who they are. Like y'all know who they are. You know what place not to go to. Stop going to the same bar where you broke up with your boyfriend at 2 months ago, and it's a trigger for you. Why are you still going there? You might run into him, or the girl you used to talk to. Like, I don't know. I keep using stuff like that. Either way, though, like you know what your triggers are, though, and you know where you shouldn't be. If you continue to do them, you are self-tormenting yourself. And I've been saying this for years. You are the architect of your own misery. Don't be that. Do not be the architect of your own misery. Don't go looking for things you know are going to hurt you. Don't put yourself in places that's going to hurt you. Don't get involved in anything that's going to slow you down or be harmful to you. Don't do it, because you're building that. When you put yourself there, you're doing it to yourself. So block people, y'all. That's what I got this week. If you don't like them and they're doing something crazy, hit this button on them. You know what I'm saying? And when you hit the button on them to block them, open your phone up, hit the subscribe button, because I'm coming back next week with more fire. Yo, rapid fire, bro. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Sleep, what up? When you get in here, bro, you're going to be like, yo, this man's crazy. But I'm not crazy, though. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? And God gives me everything, because I literally just be praying while I'm speaking. And it's not even me talking. It's really not. But I hope this helps y'all, man. Help somebody out there, because I feel like somebody right now is really dealing with somebody who is hard for them to get away, because they really, really care for that person, but they are doing nothing for you. Nothing for you. They're taking everything from you. And they're taking your peace. They end up like disrupting your sleep. They probably messing with your finances. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Start to make that disassociation to not be associated any longer. You know what I'm saying? And if that starts with just the block button, you can't call me. I can't hear your voice. I don't want that to be in my spirit. And then you start, whether it's proximity, now I got to get away from this. Like, do what you got to do. But I feel that, though, real heavy right now, that somebody's going to watch this on the other end, and I'm talking to whoever it is. Do what you got to do, man. Protect yourself. Go to God. You owe it to yourself to be peaceful, to live a peaceful life, and to be prosperous, and to not have to have anybody taking that much out of you. So with that, love y'all, man. See y'all next week. Later.